everyone. Hopefully you can hear me and I did all of this correctly because this is all brand new scenery, all brand new inventions going on here, and a whole brand new campaign. Let me know. Oh, there it is. Chas on the jump. Thank you so much, Charles. I appreciate it. All right. Well, now that I can confirm you can hear me, welcome to tonight's episode of Player Hater Gaming. I am your dungeon master and host, Brandon Ross, and just above me, you can see a lot of darkened out cards. But here soon, as my players begin to introduce themselves, you will see them light up with their respective character cards. So go ahead and say hi, everybody, just real quick.
Yo.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
Here we go. Look at that. I feel like an evil genius right now. I do. But real talk real quick before I get too far into this, too fast into this. I'm super excited. If there's any audio issues or anything, let us know immediately, and I will do my best to jump on them and get them done. If not, this is a long time coming. I know it is. A lot of you have been wondering when Campaign 2 is going to kick off, what's going to be about. Well, welcome to it. I'm going to knock out some really fast announcements really quick. There is, of course, our lovely social media page. You can follow, check us out, and we have tons of great things there. I didn't really want to spend too much time on this. We have some fantastic things coming up to show you during a break. Not today's break. There's still some editing to be done to our lovely video, but we have great plans in the work from our amazing social media team in its entirety. So to all of those great members, thank you so much. And of course, shout out to Kelly for being our social media team leader and taking care of a lot of things such as posting, keeping me up to date, yelling at me a lot, making sure I'm on schedule. She yells a lot.
Listen, I do not yell. I can't help it. You're sensitive.
I'm very sensitive.
Okay.
I've been in sensitivity training.
Yep, you've been to sensitivity training. Okay, I can't help that.
Oh my goodness. Anyways, I'm sure that we'll get the social links dropped in there for you. If you enjoy the content you have here, you see on Wednesday nights, feel free to follow us. Stick around for Sunday nights where we have our Twisted Perception stream. They're a fantastic group of people recently brought onto a Player Hater Gaming banner, and I love just watching their exploits as a number of our players who are here tonight who are on the Sunday table as well. So feel free to join our Discord so you can know about everything going on, or just come play D&D with us. Sometimes we'll just jump in and just pick a random night to play a game, or maybe we'll do a movie night. Got some things planned coming up. But don't want to spend a ton of time on that. This is all about getting my players and getting you, the lovely community, involved in our brand new world. So, just real quick, everyone just so they can kind of know who's who, just kind of say your character's name. You don't describe anything, just say your character's name and your name, and then we'll get into the opening. So I'll just go across the screen here. Red?
Hi, I'm Nixlith, and I will be playing Red tonight.
Drakix.
I'm David, and I will be playing Drakix.
Elysia.
I am Elysia, and I will be playing Kelly. Oh, wait, that's back. Sorry.
That's perfect.
Oh, wait.
Un momento, what?
One of us is playing the other, okay? It's been a long week, okay?
Now you've just hurt Brandon's brain and he doesn't know what to do.
Hey, no, I've already told him that, do you know how many ways there are to spell Kelly? Enough to forever play a character named Kelly.
Please don't do that to me. Please don't do that to me. Please.
The biggest troll ever.
Eva.
I am Tasha, and I will be playing Eva Starlights.
Yay. And an individual who has only told me he hasn't given me his character's name yet. I tried. I've tried this man. I tried to bribe him. I tried to pry it out of him. He won't budge. But so
Greg.
character we're only know as the Doctor.
Hello.
I'm calling him Greg.
I'm Rod. I'm Rod, and I'll be playing the Doctor tonight.
Oh my gosh.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Doctor is in.
The Doctor is in. That's hilarious. Okay, well, let's just dive into tonight's first episode. We open our story in a year known as 208 PT, or post-Torn. The events causing the tearing and uprooting of the lands now is shrouded in mystery. The world, as we will be exploring it, is comprised of dozens of floating islands, many of them roaming about the realm above the clouds, far from dangers and the unknowns below. Though, as in all things, and with many other stories, danger finds a way. Setting our focus on one of the larger islands, known as Wingata, it houses the Cerulean Castle, a not truly iron fisted or hard established ruling of the Sky Realm, but more of a general understanding that the castle was there already when the land was lifted, and it became the central political hub for much of the realm known as the Skytorn. It's home to many nobles, inventors, wizards, and other arcane practitioners. Most notably, however, it is the beginning birthplace of a new technology quickly on the rise, and was also responsible and the very source of what allowed the islands to be lifted from the ground and stay above the clouds. This advancement is known as Weave Tech, and it is sweeping the Sky-torn realms. Anyone of arcane practice seeking to crack the code and craft the newest cutting-edge fusion of arcane and machine. No limitations to this particular runic practice seems to be currently available, easily interweaving and mixing your typical sources, such as your druidic magic, your divine magic, and your practice arcane magic. Through various correct runes and knowledge, one is able to make vast effects with minimal effort, so long as you're willing to spare a finger or two in case it goes wrong. Our vision over this entire island, as it is comprised of mainly a large central city and then outlying areas that exist only to support, such as various farmlands to the south, or to the east, a bit of true ranch lands or mixture of farmlands. To the north, a majority of mining and pulling from the mountain what resources they could. But our focus moves a bit south, sweeping over the bit of visage of stone and people just walking around their lives, brushing past the sky dock to an ever approaching evening. And as we find ourselves looking over the farmlands, where a small troop of destinies are beginning to converge. Having done a decent days of travel to get to this point, Red, Drakix, and Eva, if you three would please describe yourselves, and then we will move on.
All right, I'll go first. Red is a pale-skinned woman with dark hair at the roots that fades to a red and then yellow, almost like coals, banked coals. And her eyes are also like a amber gold color. Let's see. She is 5'8". She looks to be in her mid-20s. That is it. Oh, she also is wearing like a bright red sort of tunic almost.
Okay. Drakix?
Dragix, yes. He is a gem dragonborn. You are looking at a sky blue scales. Stands at roughly at about 6'8". Emerald green eyes, and one thing that will probably not be realized by most is the fact that he's about 35. Outside of that, you're also looking at a very what's looking like common clothes. Can't really tell like if he's wearing armor or anything. but he does have a sword, shield, and a great axe at his sides. Um, Outside of that, he tends to be very calm, quiet, doesn't really take too much attention from anybody, and yeah.
Okay. And lastly, Miss Tasha.
Eva is a mid-30s woman with bright blonde hair, blue eyes, and a very fine, either silk or satin, you really can't tell, uh, dress that flows all the way down to her ankles. Very plain, very simple, but also very elegant.
Okay. As these three have been traveling most of the day, there was a bit of a avoided rough and tumble scuff from the morning, thankful to a intervening of Drakix and Red as two kind of ruffians were attempting to make a move on Eva and take their own little share for protection out of her cup she had been trying to earn some wages from. Handling them, following some information for a delivery to be made, just not far in the distance, the surrounding areas around you, mostly grasslands, but you're beginning to head into a bit of a thicket of forestry not too far where you can see this little, I wouldn't really call it a community or neighborhood, really just more like 5 or 6 buildings just built semi near each other. But one of them is a bit kind of off to the side there, and it's the one off to the side is the only 2-story building. But you would know this upon looking. It does seem to have some kind of like a hanging sign. You can't see from this angle, but you can see it. It appears to be some kind of a shop.
Brackix is going to head towards the shop.
Okay.
And Red will follow.
Okay.
As they go, Eva will kind of just look at Dracox. Do you know if she's really a witch? Like, do they actually exist?
Well, in my travels, there's been a couple of people that may have fit the title, but I don't typically ask much in regards to that. I let people make their decisions on their own. If she is one, then so be it. If she isn't, that's also fine.
Just don't want to turn into a frog.
I mean, how do you really define what a witch is in the first place? Is it a simple magic wielder? Because if that's the case, I'm a witch.
I
I
mean,
think,
I would think like cauldrons and potions and you know.
Or dancing naked around a fire?
Well, maybe not naked, but
Mm.
So you make your way close to the building, and as you get there, you can see on the side of it, you can see where it reciprocates the shop you've been looking for.
well, this is where I'm supposed to be. Do you care to come in with me, or do you want to just stay here?
I'll go in.
sure.
Then, okay. So with that, he's going to open the door.
You go to open the door, it does not budge.
Of course, things are never easy. And
Maybe
he's going
knock?
to knock.
Okay. As you knock, Elysia and Doctor, as you have been finishing up your previous work, which I will leave unannounced until you see fit. But you've been
Lovely.
finishing up your previous work. You're probably almost done getting mostly cleaned up and starting to get ready to kind of either have a dinner or just find a way to either find somewhere to stay tonight, Doctor, or Elysia, if you were going to intend on inviting him to stay the night, be that as you
We
may.
agree.
Okay, that conversation's been had, and as you're almost done cleaning up, you still have a bit of things on you, which I will not announce. And you hear
Mhm.
dum 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 dum.
My, sounds like
E-
today's a busy day for you.
Elysia's face automatically looks kind of terrified. I mean, I'm kind of used to it, kind of not. And considering what happened earlier, I don't know what to expect as Elysia 100% as she's cleaning herself up, she got distracted a couple other times doing things, so she's not completely cleaned up. And she goes up to the door. I swear to God, I need to get a window. I need to get a window for this. Oh my God. Um, should I just open the door or ask who it is? I should just open the door. You're right. I do own a business. Oh my God. As she goes and unlocks her 5 different locks from the door.
Drax, on the other side of the door, you can hear "Shuku, shuku, shuku." And
She kind of
Elysia,
does. Yeah, she kind of
yeah,
does the same thing whenever she met the doctor. She kind of just sticks an eye out
yeah.
to
Usually it
see
just
who it is.
opens like just enough to see, like you just see like a quarter of a face and like a singular eye staring through this crack at you, Drakex.
He just waves very lightly and hello. Are you the proprietor of the Calais Apothecary?
Yes, yeah, yes, I am. I'm Elysia. Do you need something? Has there been another attack?
Are you referring to the Cloud Truck pups? There was a man up the road, but he should be fine by now. I
No,
actually
I was talking about that big one.
the big one. Oh
Yes,
God Almighty.
the
Mhm.
I'm sorry. As she opens the door and kind of looks around at everybody.
What you see, Elysia and Doctor, if you're keeping an eye upon this too, you
I am in the next
see.
room listening.
Okay, yeah, you. If you're not looking, you're definitely listening. You at least have heard one of their voice so far. Elysia, what you see is this decently tall, gem-scaled dragonborn wearing relatively, I wouldn't say like poor clothing, but more like
Yeah.
boring or blend-in clothing. I don't mean boring in a bad way, but just like
You're lucky
Yeah.
I'm not taking it that way. But
plain.
yeah.
David, you got boring clothes on.
God, so
Gosh.
boring.
Sounds about right. All right, I got you. I got you.
And then flanking him and just back just a little bit, you see 2 females. One of them with looks like would you have kept your instrument slung over your back, Eva? Or would you have had it a little more ready or
It would.
on the side?
It'd be on the side. I don't
Okay.
know if you can really do that with a lyre. I have to find out.
Okay. So you see one of them does have slung over their shoulder a lyre, and the other one is just wearing plain clothing, and as I imagine it, sleeves ripped off.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, I just see that in my brain.
Oh no, that's accurate.
Um, did you need something from the shop? As you guys look and see a 6'1" woman standing there, gray skin, root. You don't know if they're tattoos or markings from her neck down across her cheeks and nose. It looks like freckles, but they're all white. She has white irises and black eyes. The white of her eyes are black. Her ears are forked. Wild black hair. Homemade looking clothing with a shit ton of skirts and all that stuff. Covered in blood.
And when she says covered, y'all, we mean covered.
Did you guys need something from the shop?
Actually, I'm doing a delivery for you.
A, de- a delivery. As Elysia goes to think, and she's like, "Oh, that's today. Come in, come in. I've been waiting a very long time for this. This is so exciting. Oh my god, come in. Are they coming in?
I mean, I would like to. Plus, I could clean you up a little bit with magic if you want.
Clean me up. What do you mean?
The blood.
The blood? Oh oh oh. Yeah. We were making dinner. Sorry.
No, it's quite all right. Did you want me to clean you up? I don't even have to touch you. I can just clean it.
No.
All right.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm used to this. Come in. Uh, she just kind of like goes to turn, and she's turning towards the way that the door is like facing her, and she accidentally bumps her head into it. Like, oh god! Oh, come on in. Come on. She's just letting them in.
Eva is hiding behind Red, and in her ear, she whispers to Red, "Have you ever looked like this?"
No, but you can't judge a person by the way they look.
I'm not judging by the look, I'm judging by the blood.
Oh yes. Most unfortunate, but I believe I have. Yes.
Drac is just like getting the 2 boxes.
And as she looks to the doctor, she's like, "Doctor, do you know anything about plants?"
Yes, I do. Is there anything you need?
I think you will enjoy this delivery. And she gets
Oh,
very excited, and she just gestures everybody to come in, and once they're in, she shuts the door and locks all 5 of her locks again.
Oh god.
Just
Hear
put
the
it
telltale signs of.
Yeah, I'm milking this.
Mhm.
Alright, just put it on the counter there.
Do you have lots of unwelcome visitors? I'd noticed quite a lot of locks on your door.
Not a lot of some people come here. Business is not always booming. But most of the time it's not business that I get. Uh,
Oh.
kids can be quite terrifying as she goes behind her.
As you've
As she-
been here now for just a moment and had just a little back processing thoughts, Red and Eva, give me history checks.
Ooh. Okay.
Oh no, you had to pick history. That's a 7.
That'll be an 18.
Red, you have heard, you didn't pay it much mind, but you have heard of someone who seemed arcanely talented out in the Surwich fields where you all now stand. You never chased any of the rumors or anything, but just whispers here and there about a witch is a strong word to use, but it was certainly something that passed across your ears once in a great while. You didn't pay it much mind, but now that you think about it, you're like, I think I have heard about this place.
Interesting.
Okay, doctor, come. You guys can look as well. This is actually, you guys are in for a treat. I don't know if you know anything about plants, but trust me, this could possibly be a once in a lifetime opportunity. As she goes to open the packages, and it's kind of like she looks like a kid at Christmas.
So as she takes this crowbar that she procured from you're not sure where, she just
I am prepared.
The top gets pried off, and
Drac
inside.
would have like just been like, these are so very easy to open without that, but okay,
And
as
on
you
the
wish.
inside, you can see what looks to be about a half a dozen, probably I'd say double fist-sized mason jars that have been clamped and tied with like a leather strap shut. Each of them nestled in their own little nests of surrounded by hay to keep them from clanking into each other. And I'd say there's probably about the boxes being big enough for probably about 6 jars per each. Each jar, the first box she opens is just filled with this strange. You'd almost think it was honey if it wasn't for the fact it was so viscous. Like it doesn't. Its properties are too thin. It's too much like a water to be honey. But then in the other box, as she happily, joyously cracks it open with her crowbar, you have to see actual plants kind of in jars as well, but partially closed. What looks to be a single hole, just like punctured during the glass making progress in the top of the closed mason jar. And there you have 6 plants to go along with this.
Elysia grabs one jar of each and hands it to the doctor. Do you know what this is?
I would have came into the room as she started opening crates.
You what?
I would have came into the room as she was opening the crates. So
Okay.
in the other room.
She cracked them open. You look at it. Give me a nature check. Nature or medicine, your choice.
Either one, same check.
Drac just looks off to the side. It's like, I know exactly what these are because I made sure I delivered them. And
That is a 7.
7. It's a plant. You have not seen this, and it's not native to your homeland.
No, it is not. These are new to me. I've never seen specimens like these.
Their color is vibrant. They have it's interesting. Each flower doesn't have a singular color to the petals. Each petal on them is a different color. Bright and vibrant.
Oh, I think you'll quite enjoy these, especially the properties used in the medical field. This is the Jester Lily, and this is its nectar. It's very difficult to get a hold of because, you see, the nectar is quite sweet and it has healing properties. But it can also lead to violent hallucinations if you mishandle it.
Also,
So
Red, given your background, you have heard of this. Mostly the latter half.
Oh, cute. All right.
Should I
Yes.
describe myself for the group?
Oh, I'm sorry. This is a doctor, as she points to the doctor.
What all of you see as she gestures over is...
You see, you assume to be a man, about 5'11", dressed in black priest-esque robes with black gloves, sleeves tucked into those gloves. On top of his head, he was wearing a bird mask, you think. He's got appears to be a hood on this, covering all of it. You see no skin on this man. And he also has a very wide brim hat.
We met today. He was looking for lodging and came here, and we found out we have a lot in common, and we helped Mr. Collins with the Sky Shark. So yeah, and I don't know why I'm explaining this to you. As she's like, I don't even know these people. She's like putting everything on there. She's just excited about her flowers and her nectar. Oh, going to help out. It's very difficult to get a hold of. Thank you so much for bringing this. Do I need to tip you? Do I need to pay you? I don't know the customs that much.
what I've been paid
For this order, it was paid in advance. There is nothing required on your end aside from delivery.
Okay. No, you don't need to worry about any of it. It was paid in advance when I picked them up, so.
Okay. Well, do you need anything from the shop? I know this was a big order, and it means a lot to me, and if you guys need anything, I can help out.
Considering the fact that it is late, the only thing that I would request is lodgings for the night for the horses as well. I don't want to deal with them getting scared off, or worst
Um,
case scenario is meet one of the sky sharks. I mean, cloud sharks, if you will.
okay. Well,
What do you mean? Who
um,
would have the horses get eaten? What kind of DM would
Mhm.
do that?
um,
Uh-huh. Mhm.
I can I can put the horses in the back, but kind of have my guard in there. They need to watch out about eating certain plants. Um, Probably could tie them up front. I can get them some food. I have a lot of space down here. I only have 2 bedrooms, but you guys can take upstairs. I can sleep down. I've fallen asleep down here loads of
Probably
times.
been far worse.
Hmm.
Nary just a 6-inch board beneath my back. I can sleep down here.
No, no, no. It's fine. I have a lot to do anyways. Um, we just had dinner, but doctor, is there any leftover shark steaks?
I would imagine so. Quite the beast. Not sure all the two of us could have eaten all of it.
Um, if you guys go upstairs and you're hungry, I have tea. I have uh we we um we cut up a shark, a sky shark, and had that for dinner. We have some leftover and everything after doing checking out its internal organs and everything. So you can definitely hence all the blood. Um, but
Right.
yeah, you guys can eat some of that. I can make anything you need. And like I said, wherever you feel wherever you need to sleep, you can. I'm just very worried about the horses in my garden. There are some things they might not need to eat.
Well, they should be
Um,
fine.
I can go. And if you hear any knocking at the door or kids yelling and stuff like that, pay it pay it no mind. I try not to. As I'll go get
Do you
the
have
horses
kids that
for you.
bother you?
What?
Do you have kids that bother you?
Um, they're just having fun. They're kids.
She's inciting that.
He's gonna incite that.
That'd be a
Nah,
16.
that's a 5.
That'd be a 16.
Okay. Um, you're not sure what it is about her that
Mm.
makes her difficult for you to read. You're
Hmm.
decently versed at reading people, but from what you can tell, she seems pretty genuine. As you kind of think on this for a moment and connect the dots, you'd be like, well, if the rumors got all the way to the city, there was a witch out here. I
Hmm.
imagine how she'd be treated where she lived.
You
Um,
know, if I need to stand out front tonight, I can do that.
no. There's no need. I'm hoping after the commotion today, there won't be a lot of people as she's like taking her very long nails and like scratching her hair. And as she scratches her hair, you notice a moth flies out of it.
Oh.
Um, and then just lands right back on top and just kind of like looks around the room.
I love all these characters so much. Every one of them.
Mhm.
Uh,
Um, Do you guys want to get your horses? I can get food, or I can get them. You guys can make yourself at home. I can cook if you need to.
Drakix,
I
how
mean,
about you get the horses and I will go in and get the food. It's fine. Enjoy your plants, dear.
Oh, I definitely shall. So
oh,
he's going
okay.
to clink, 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 clink. Open the door,
Oh,
go outside, get the horses, take them out back.
As you walk around back, you notice this. This is where this again where this building was built. It was the closest to the forest, and it's maybe not even 20, 30 feet before you start hitting trees. But as you turn around back, you notice that 20, 30 feet, literally from the back wall of the building to the edge of the forest, and a little bit beyond that, is just covered in overgrown plant life. It's well maintained inside this cute box fence built garden area, but it is just the only term negligence relies upon the sheer density and how much they're grown. They're not misfed, they're not underwatered, overwatered. They're just hardy and grown and
eclectic.
mostly overgrown.
Got it. So somebody actually forgot the fact that plants actually were out here and left them to their own devices.
And 100% the shed's probably still open with some of the sharks still in there.
Yeah, thank you for the reminder. I appreciate it. You walk around back, and that's when the smell hits you. Just to you, a familiar smell of skyfish just on the open sky ports, hung to be carved and dried as soon as you step off your sky ship. But in this instance, mixed with the vegetation, oof. I mean, it's not bad, but it's definitely there.
If anybody were to be there listening to him, all they hear is, just like home.
Perfection.
Love it.
My dear, if you wouldn't mind showing me to the kitchen, I can go
Oh.
ahead and cook some of the shark.
Yeah, as Elysia goes to lead you up, and she lifts up her foot, which is barefoot, and she hits the first step, and she's, oh god, yeah, the upstairs is the living quarters. Come on in, as she's kind of just hobbling now, and she looks over to you. Are you coming?
Would you like me to?
Well, I don't want to make you do anything you don't want to do.
I could certainly use the help, but if you would like to help with the plants too, that's fine.
No, that's perfectly fine. I'll come help. I just don't want to interfere in any place that you might not want me to be.
No, I mean, I don't have the most space is down here in the shop and everything, but you know, um, my home is your home for tonight. Um, it might be a little chaotic. Um, I have a system a lot of people don't understand. Um, you might find random plants around the place and stuff like that, but just let me know and I'll let you know if they're poisonous or not, you know?
Hmm.
As she just walks up the stairs, it just kind of like there's kind of a worried expression in her face. She's like, there's a lot of people in my house right now. I don't know what to do. I'm very popular today and I don't know.
If you'll just point me to where the things are, I can make it myself. You can go back in and enjoy your plants, because I know this is probably a lot more than you're used to.
Um, yeah, not a lot of people come here. Um, uh, yeah, just let me know if you need anything as she is showing her kitchen, which it very much looks like what I would say is like a studio Ghibli kitchen where there's like plants everywhere.
So as
There's
you
a
are shown this kitchen area, Red,
Hmm.
and I believe Eva as well, correct? Both of you were okay. It is just covered. There is no wall space. Everything is either for cooking or to assist in cooking in some way, shape, or form, whether that be via instruments such as pots, pans, wooden utensils, or the freshest of fresh plant life you've seen. There is, there's mint, there is fresh onion growing, there is. My brain is going blank for a minute.
Elysia literally
Trying
has
to
time
think.
on
Yeah,
her
yeah,
hands.
she has time.
Yep.
Yeah, there's tons of time. She's got too much time on her hands. Oh gosh.
Thought I was supposed to be the bard here.
Sorry.
Right? What is this?
Should I make a
God.
bard one time?
Also, Alicia, if you ever end up getting close to Red, you will notice the scent of cinnamon tends to swirl around her.
Thank you for the reminder.
You're welcome.
Elysia smells that. And she just kind of starts sniffing you. Is that cinnamon? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm like I'm
Quite all right.
you smell like cinnamon. I like cinnamon.
I get that a lot.
Um it reminds me of my kitchen. She like just continues to show her around
And
and
there is
everything.
little jars of cinnamon. Now, what the most interesting feature of this kitchen is, and there's no need for a perception roll because it's all very open. Everything in it, except for the exception of a few things you need metal for, is mostly made of bone, wood, or even tightly woven together, dried out plant life. Mostly, you get the sense that this individual that lives here, Elysia, makes most of the things as she does not have to leave them.
Yeah, you also notice a lot of bone jewelry on her, like hanging from like different parts of her skirt and everything, along with a sigil.
Ooh, a sigil. Would she recognize it? What would I have to roll for that?
Oh gosh, for this one,
Mm-hmm.
let's go with history.
Oh, jeez.
I know.
No, not at all. It's a 6.
It's a symbol, has importance
That's
to
a-
her.
Awesome. Cool.
Also, Tasha and everybody in the stream, during my session 0, I rolled a fucking 19 on history. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Right?
So that means that the curse is just on Pyre.
Yes.
Got it.
Nice.
But yeah, you are shown to the kitchen, and again, covered in things of either to assist with cooking or ingredients, various plant matter, long ivy plants that I'm not kidding when I'm like floor to ceiling, and even on the ceiling you can see she's like shoved in some haphazard like screws or something wedged into the woodwork to hold hanging plants.
Definitely didn't use thorns.
Definitely didn't use hardy thorns to do it, not at all.
Nope. Mm-mm.
Mhm.
She will go ahead and start cooking the food.
And what is before you can see that what parts they didn't cook is not the greatest butchering job, but you're not complaining because it's Sky Shark, and even though it should be a little more open for availability, you never really could afford it. So
Okay.
it's interesting to see the dynamic here about how you have gone to a technically poorer part of the island, but here you are having this literally within the last 12 hours, maybe 12 to 16, 18 hours, a fresh cut piece of shark steak.
I'm glad the doctor cut a little bit more than was needed and everything. Did not know I was gonna have guests. But yeah, you are welcome to anything that you want. Um you too, as she looks to Eva because she's not used to hosting and she's like, am I supposed to show everybody attention? I don't know what to do.
You're all right. Go back and pay attention to your plants. There's less people out there. I'm sure you'll be more comfortable.
Um yeah, like I said, I have 2 bedrooms. Um Well, and she kind of points out to the hall that those 2 doors. I do have a study that I do ask that you don't really go into. Um, it's kind of dusty in there. Um, I only go in there occasionally. But one of the rooms is a bit more chaotic than the other. The other one is quite clean and has a big bed for 2 people if need be. I did tell the doctor that he could have a room. Oh God, you guys are gonna fight for beds. Okay.
No,
We
it's
might have to
all
draw
right.
straws.
It's
We might
all
have to draw
right.
straws.
It's
Um,
all right. I can sleep on the floor if I have to. I've
um,
slept on worse.
ah, I have to. I've literally slept out in my garden. Um, but I'm gonna just realizing still she has the blood on her to get cleaned up. And she
Right.
just goes to get cleaned up. And the moth kind of leaves her head and like flies around the kitchen, like not super close to everybody, but kind of like it looks like if you look at it, it's like, is that moth looking at us? And everything, and then it flies right back to her.
All right. Well, those of you that are going to be enjoying a meal here are able to do so. Drackix, you get your horses tied up. Probably, I'd say, given you have a good bit of wisdom to you, you tie them away from the garden to where they won't be eating those plants. But you feel they're in a safe place. And in general, I will say, just kind of like an overarching thought, especially for Red, Elysia, and Eva, there's been this talk of sky sharks in this region, and as the three of you have a bit of now kind of mental time to yourselves, it begins to dawn on you. It's kind of odd to be this far inland. Usually they barely come in from the coast during the nightly descent. Is something's not right here. Something's maybe they were just really hungry. Who knows? But unless there's anything else you wish to accomplish tonight, we can move on to a long rest and go into tomorrow.
We can do that.
I got nothing else you would do.
Okay. So each
Doctor?
of you find a place to sleep. You wake in the morning. I would imagine first awake would probably be Elysia.
Am I supposed to wake them up? Oh God, must. Uh, uh, I'll make breakfast. That's what a good host does. I'll make breakfast as she fell asleep on like behind her counter and she just like goes upstairs like as quietly as possible and everything. Like,
Huh.
okay, let's do this slowly so we don't hurt ourselves. She still ends up kind of hurting herself and she does that like I'm not gonna scream, I'm not gonna scream, and then just breathes really hard and goes into the kitchen and starts like making breakfast.
All right. Each of you are slowly roused by the smell of familiar fresh cooked meats, eggs, various vegetative aromatics.
And there's absolutely a fruit bowl on the table.
Drac is actually, when he goes in and he sees that fruit bowl, for a moment he's kind of like taken aback. He's just like, I haven't had any in a while, and he's actually going to take one and just starts to chew, just slowly enjoy it.
Okay. You grab a simple apple. Probably was grown in one of the trees behind this house, more than likely.
Mm-hmm. All the fruit here I grew myself.
Lovely. It has definitely been a while since I've last had a fruit.
Yeah, I didn't know what everybody liked, so I know I really like fruit, so I just thought if somebody wanted a lighter breakfast, why not have some fruit out, but none of you have food allergies, right?
No, I do not. No worries about me.
Oh, okay, good. Because if you do, I might have some things for it, but I just want to make sure.
You're fine. No worries.
You're all right, I promise.
The doctor would probably be the last one to come to breakfast. He has a little morning ritual he does in the morning. He wants to do it alone.
Um, if if you guys don't mind, in order to make sure that breakfast was ready, I kind of had to skip something that I normally do. I'm gonna step out into my garden if you need me. Um, it's gonna be a little bit. So, you guys just enjoy your food as she like goes downstairs and goes into her garden and begins praying.
Okay.
She's definitely an odd one.
Most people are odd if you look hard enough.
That is true.
About this time, probably when the doctor would come in and he sit down at the table, I assume,
Mm-hmm.
and he would look at all you and say, "Good morning."
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Just a
No
quick
problem.
note: you notice that while most of you are probably in like your morning attire, he has come down fully clothed in exactly what he was wearing the day prior.
He would take the breakfast in front of him and he would unhook the beak part of his mask and it'll open up and he slides the food down into it.
So all of you
Saying it would,
watch as this individual has these little hooks on the sides of the beak for the where the avian bird-like mask protrudes from his face, and it just opens up a little bit, and he just slides the food on back to what you would imagine where the mouth would be.
He just Drax just looks over, goes like, "Yep, that is not the weirdest thing I've ever seen." Hmm.
and just for cleanliness sake, he also do this precipitation on the inside of the beak to remove any leftover food and liquid from it.
So, Red, you watch as a very familiar spell is cast once you finish eating.
Oh, she absolutely notices, but she doesn't say anything.
Okay.
Mhm. And then he would refashion the beak before he begins talking to all of you again.
Eva is just staring at him. Not like trying to be rude, but she cannot for the life of her figure you two out.
It's like a train
Wait,
wreck. You can't look away.
He is quite used to it.
There's just this
So,
pair of piercing eyes on you, Doctor. You just feel the weight.
a weight I am very familiar with.
Mm,
Uh, so, what brings all of you down here other than deliveries?
That's my job. I deliver things.
Is it the rest of your jobs as well? I see you have a leer.
We found the smart ass.
No. I live back in the city. He just got lost, and we figured we'd bring him.
Okay.
Oh, so you're locals. Great. I do have a few questions.
Sure. Go away. Go ahead.
Do you know
Go away.
any?
Go away. Yes,
Go
go
away.
away.
Go away. No
It was a
questions here.
combination of go ahead and ask away. So
Uh, do you know of any practicing doctors in town who might need of assistance, or maybe a mortuary that needs another hand?
I'm sure most
Mm,
of the mortuaries could use another hand.
Well, would you mind giving me an address so I may inquire later today?
She writes a couple of addresses down because I'm sure she knows a few.
You would know of at least two that come to mind. One of them a bit shadier than the other because it's
Mhm.
where you've had to
Mhm.
take individuals to no longer be around. You had to go help them sleep.
Yes.
And
That's what we're calling it now, helping them sleep.
yep,
Yes,
God
helping them
almighty.
sleep.
Yep. That would be the Vias.
Can I
I'll
get a
get the
spelling
correct
of that?
term here for them. Due to the nature of the business, they definitely titled their business correctly. It's known as the Vias Family Home. Just VIUS, then Family Home.
Okay.
That was close.
And you would
Okay.
direct him to, like, unless you're looking to do some things that you may be questionable, stick away from that one. That was more of a don't go here location.
Mhm.
And then, of course, there was the. Where did I put it? I had names for various things. I knew you'd be asking for this. I knew you would.
hard not to with the doctor.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, agreed.
Combine that with red and yep.
And then one of the places that is just, it's a regular business where you take your deceased and have them taken care of is the Rufius Cemetery. RUFIOUS. And you don't, obviously, you don't have a ton of dealings with them, Red. You just know
Mm-mm.
them because you live there.
Right.
But Vias, you're not on a first name basis, but you know that
Mhm.
if you have to make a body disappear because whoopsie,
Of
stabbed a
things, yeah.
guy.
Hmm.
Oh, gotta get rid of this.
I would imagine she doesn't give me those kind of details.
Oh no, not at all.
Well, that's up to her. I'm letting her know what she
Right.
knows.
So there are two. If you're really hard up for something, maybe try the Vias family home. Here's their address. But that I would say that's a last resort. They're not exactly on the up and up sometimes. And
His head kind of cocks to that.
but the one place that's completely above board would be the Rufius Cemetery, and she will give the address for that one too.
Oh, thank you. I might pay this Vias family a visit.
All right.
Let's say after an hour of enjoying a nice breakfast, having a bit of conversation, Elysia steps back inside.
Oh, that was good. Oh, I love spending time in my garden. Everybody full?
Quite. It was lovely.
Oh, I, I'm I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. So um
Yes.
I don't know. She's just like shaking her head like
Elysia, you walk in and there are 4 individuals
Mhm.
sitting
yeah.
around your kitchen table, eating food, having a conversation.
It's not a sight she's used to. Um, ah, uh, I'm sorry. I'm not quite used to being
It's
around
quite
people.
alright.
Now, about this
And
time, there is a knock at the front door.
Oh shit.
This early.
Not very urgent, just more of a just like a.
okay, because automatically you see
No,
you
no.
kind of
It's
jump
it's
and like,
it's,
oh
it's
god.
not it's not like.
No, but still, even a knock, she's just like real quick, like, oh my god, more people.
No, it's just.
All of a sudden, she pulls out a paper bag. No, anyway,
Would you
No,
like me to go answer that?
no, I can. You guys were having a conversation. It's my door, and she just like you see
my
this
door, and I'll answer it
face.
now.
Yeah, it's like this defiant face, like I've got this. I've got people in my kitchen. God damn it! And she's like goes downstairs and unlocks the door and opens it.
Oh, Red will absolutely be following behind her just to make sure she's okay.
Okay. Do you open it all the way, or do you do the one eye crack?
No, she's like, this is a new Elysia. I am terrified.
So I didn't catch that. One eye crack or the whole door?
No, the whole door.
Whole door. You.
Ooh.
Yeah. Just
And-
yeah, open it up.
Yeah, just full power stance open, and what you see before you is this similar to you, Elysia individual. You see Nathan's twin, Ert, there, his right arm slung up in a sling, his straw hat taken off and held in his left hand.
Yeah.
Is that what's his face?
That's the
Elysia,
one. That's the one Red
That's what's his
and
face.
Drakix and Eva ran into.
Oh.
Elysia kind of flinches a little bit, but she's like, no, you are a proud, strong woman. Power move. She just in her head, you know. There's people in your kitchen. That's the only thing she's holding on to right now.
At this
Nathan.
point, Draxus is just slowly
Mhm.
coming down the stairs, eating another apple.
Ert
Nathan.
just looks at you. Morning.
Did you she's kind of like hyperventilating a little bit. The power move is starting. Did you need anything?
No, ma'am. I'm well and all. I just wanted to bring you some news. After what you did for my father, I wanted to say thank you, and and you can see he's definitely starting averting his gaze, looking down.
So is Elysia.
With your passives, it's easy to see he's very humbled and shameful right now. I just want to say I'm sorry for some things, but I came here after what you did for my father. There was another incident last night.
Last night?
Yes.
Then she's automatically looking to him. What happened?
Nothing for us. It was our the ranchers across the way, just on the other side of our own property. The moss scales.
Yeah.
They lost a son last night. Sky sharks.
Elysia kind of like touches her chest and kind of steps back a little bit. Well, what time was this?
We don't know when. It was they found him in the morning. Well, parts of him.
Yeah.
And
Parts.
next to his harvester. Also shreds. It's awful.
Yeah.
Drac at this point just like apple is slowly coming down. Wait,
How close were you, Red?
Fairly close. I was probably
Give me a
maybe
history
like
check.
10 or okay.
You also gotta realize if you're behind me, I'm 6'1". So if you're shorter than that, you're probably not being seen.
That'd be a 16.
16. Okay, you hear the name, the Moss Scale family, and that is you've seen their stands and their stalls around town. They are another rancher family, mainly of green scale dragonborns.
Mm.
Thus their name. They recently changed it that you know of. That's when they started popping up in the stalls. They're a new and up and coming rancher who seem to have really just kind of understand the ways of the world when it comes to that sort of thing, and are able to kind of pull power away from some of the other ranchers and kind of help diversify and give some options.
Interesting.
And at least you would know all that just second nature.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do would it be okay if I don't want to be insensitive. If I came and checked out
While I was
the
here,
same.
um, I'm just
Yeah.
letting you know, so
Okay.
I'm gonna
Let
go
me.
now.
Okay. I'll get my stuff and I'll be on the way soon. As she just waits till he leaves and then shuts the door.
He just kind of slowly puts his straw hat back on with his one currently good hand, and then
Mm.
walks away.
I need to step out for a little bit as she looks to Red and starts getting some stuff together.
Do
Dragon's
you want
already
me to
walking
go with
out.
you?
I mean that you have free people with free will, so I mean there might be use of help. Me and the doctor had to drag that big shark last time, but I mean there's not a shark there now, but who knows? I'm not quite the strongest person.
Mm.
Uh, it's your choice. As she kind of like goes to tell the doctor what happened in case he is interested as well.
Okay.
Um,
Hmm.
And there is safety in numbers. Do you want me to get everything ready outside? Do you have horses or anything you need me to get ready?
uh, oh, oh, um, I barely leave the house.
Ah, I see.
Um, this is the most traveling I've done in the last 2 days in the last 2 months.
Oh,
As,
poor dear.
as she's like, I have no issue walking. I do love horses, but you know, I don't like the idea of keeping it tied up and not have it running around.
Right.
Be able to get its exercise. I'll be fine.
All right.
We don't have to rush as much as there's a body instead of a victim this time. As she opens the door and like just kind of walks out, leaves it open for anybody who's coming out.
Okay.
Drax
Oh,
is already outside
Okay.
and already heading down to where they left him last.
You would not know what direction to go.
Ah, shit.
You head out. You're like, all right, let's do this. Where do we go?
Elysia's like, it's this way.
The doctor would grab his bag and come along.
Okay. Eva, Red.
Oh, Red's absolutely already out there.
Okay.
Eva follows the doctor out of the building, giving a good 10-foot distance between the two
A
of them.
good burst.
Amazing. I love it. Okay. Okay.
Now you're staying behind me, correct? So I know.
Yes.
All right.
This is a good walk to get to them. You actually have to cross through the Collins Ranchstead to get there. They're on the other side of it. You're going further south and west to get here. You're still not the direction you're going as Elysia leads you begins to curve a bit. You start thinking, okay, we're getting closer to the edge. Oh, wait, no, we're not. We're going back inland. Okay. But you eventually come upon the Moss Scale Ranchlands, and you can see after you cross through another like simple open and closed gate area. Nothing crazy. It's just enough to keep the beast inside. It's not like a 12-foot perfect stone wall, things like that. It's just a simple fence to keep beasts of burden and cattle in line. You are able to just easily hop the fence. Nothing crazy there. And what you see before you looks to be about 10 different individuals standing around with probably about a handful of horses. Out of those 10 individuals, I would say that 4 of them are armored.
Do the doctor and I see the dudes that we saw yesterday?
At this distance, make a perception check, please.
Ooh,
Okay.
that's not concerning at all. The dudes we saw
That's an
yesterday.
11.
14.
You do. Wasn't terribly difficult, but you do see them off in the distance. You make out just enough of the details. Like, it looks really close to him. Oh, he's yelling. That's him.
That's the lieutenant.
Okay. Elysia comes up and good morning. We meet again.
And the lieutenant his head just snaps and stares at you with this stern look.
Elysia
Then
just kind of like looks away.
And then it softens because he realizes who it is. Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
Elysia's sweating bullets.
Quickly.
One of the locals came by this morning and fetched us.
I see. Small towns and all.
Indeed. News travels fast.
You can see now that the individuals here, none of them are farmers. You gather at this point those that had anything to do with the individual that passed have gone to take care of what they need to take care of. Everyone standing here is armored, or it's maybe just 1 or 2 ranch hands. You don't see any dragonborn here.
Yeah.
The ranch hands are mostly trying to get the harvester put back on a wheel. You can see it looks like 2 of the wheels were just demolished. The harvester just beat the garbage. You can see there's teeth marks in it. There is blood spattering across it. It's not a pretty sight by any means. This is definitely, for lack of a better term, a feeding frenzy sight.
I'd probably take charge over Elysian on this one.
Yeah.
So, Lieutenant, are you able to identify the creature that did this attack?
Well, just looking at this, correlations with what we experienced last night, there's something not right going on here. I don't see any claw marks or weapon attacks. This is definitely teeth.
Would you mind if I take a look at the body and see if I can figure something out?
It's already been taken back to his family.
Fair enough.
Elysia.
Can I take a look at
Go
the
ahead.
teeth?
Go.
Let's take a look at the, if you allow me to take a look at the teeth marks that they have found.
Who exactly are all of you?
I am the doctor.
I'm Elysia.
You can call
And
me
she
Red.
does like a crooked kind of smile, like I'm scared.
Hang on, I need a D20. Oh, we'll just use the big one.
Oh, you were rolling that d20 for me.
The lieutenant just narrows his eyes at you, Red. Just there's a sense of recognition, and you're like, oh no.
Um, that they stayed. This I was expecting a delivery, and the doctor was sent to me for lodging, and they stayed the night. And since the doctor and I helped out uh yesterday, Nathan he just I guess wanted to let me know. I do kind of have a question. And she's like asking very much like a child asking like dad not to be mad at her and everything.
He just kind of,
Um,
and this whole time you're talking, his eyes have not left Red.
Can I help you with something?
No. As long as you don't get in any trouble out here.
Hmm. That's not my aim.
Good.
Elysia's confused as fuck.
Are you, and he'll point to Red, with all of them?
I am.
She
Right.
did come with this morning.
She made shark steaks last night.
Lovely.
I do have a question.
Yes.
Animals are just a lot like us. Maybe a little less complicated sometimes. They have habits, they have driving needs. They don't eat unless they need to or they have to. They don't overfill like a lot of us humans do. Has anybody looked into these attacks from an animal perspective? Kind of what is different? Why is their biology changing? I don't know exactly how many sky shark attacks there are a month, let alone a year, but and she's just like rubbing her hands together like I hope I'm making sense. I
He
hope I'm
just
making
starts
sense.
staring down at you
But
very, very sternly.
Dad, please don't be mad. No.
Look, I don't know what's going on around here. I just know I increased my guard patrols last night and still enough slipped through to do this.
And that's whenever Elysia, for the first time ever, it's like, well, clearly, as she kind of like lifts her voice up, clearly, as she kind of sits there and she's like breathing. We need to it's just like an enemy. We need to understand the animals. What is driving them to do this? I understand you have your job. You have your orders. But has anybody stated that maybe research needs to be done as well as just because the more guards you put out, the more fear you will cause amongst the town, and the more likely people will die.
Full
If
persuasion
we,
check.
Hmm.
oh, that's a -1.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's a 1.
Not a
Oh.
natural one.
2.
He just eyes you up and down. Well,
What?
how about this? You worry about your plants, and you make your theories, and we'll work on making sure you stay safe.
Clearly, it's not working. Do you know we
Elisa's
ran
like,
across?
Elisa's like, did she read
Turns
my
his
mind?
eyes and cuts him at Red.
She has no fear. We ran across someone on the road. When we were on our way to deliver a package to Silesia here, and they had been attacked by a sky shark pup in J-Light. I don't.
Not to mention the full-on Sky Shark attack like yesterday.
Right. So maybe there's something driving them out.
Elysia just kind of like really loudly says, "You're more likely to get killed by a cow than you are a sky shark." Just throwing out animal, you know.
A cow? I mean, all right, but
You can see
Kids tip them.
the patience on this
They fall over.
particular lieutenant's face beginning to thin, and he just kind of cuts you off there, Red.
Mhm.
Listen, you deal with the bruising, I'll deal with the animals.
Thought that was
And what if the
my
animals
job.
are doing the bruising?
Then I hope you're around to stop it from happening.
Elysia looks
Go
to
on.
everybody. He's all like, "I thought I was the one who was supposed to take care of the animals, and he was supposed to take care of the people. I'm very confused by this now."
And he just dismisses you all with a little wave of his hand. Just,
The doctor does not leave. I have a question.
What?
As a medical profession, I would offer you my assistance if you would like it.
Well, when we find a victim, we'll let you know.
Well, I can also examine this as a forensic individual if you need me to.
When we've finished with it, you're more than welcome to it. Till then, back away.
Okay. How far away?
100 feet.
Will
Can
do.
we at least look at the site so I can work on my animal theories?
You at least look at what?
The bite.
The site.
Oh, the site.
And he looks at you, Elysia. And he looks at the doctor. He looks at you. He looks at the doctor. Looks back at you, Elysia. I don't know if you're just ignoring what I'm saying, but when we've finished, I really don't care. So back away, let us do our work, and then it's open to you.
Someone's grumpy. Did you have your coffee this morning?
Oh, I think he needs more fruits and
Red?
vegetables.
Go on now.
Drac would actually move to almost like grab both of their shoulders, but then just stop. And he hasn't actually said a thing, and he just like nods, stays quiet, almost as if like making sure like this persona is not remembered at all.
Got it.
Elysia turns away, not looking at anybody. It just starts walking about 150 feet away.
Okay.
Maybe 200.
After about roughly an hour and 15 minutes, you watch as they all kind of get back on their horses, the guards anyways, and they take off, leaving the two ranch hands there to just figure it out.
What was that?
While they were doing what they were doing,
Well,
I
hold on
would.
there. So you begin to reapproach. We're going to go to break.
Okay.
Oh,
We're going to take a, what do you guys think? 15 minute break?
we can do that.
15-minute break?
Absolutely.
All right, we're going to take a 15-minute break, go get some snacks, water, rest
Yeet.
stretch our legs, things like that. I encourage you to do the same, and I hope you're enjoying our first episode. I know I'm having a ton of fun, but we'll catch
Yes.
you in about 15-ish minutes. I'll see you all soon.
Whee!
And welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out during our break. I know I went and got some snacks. Table, did you guys get snacks? Water? What'd you guys do?
Oh, definitely got snacks.
I got some breathing room.
Nice. Solid.
hmm
Yes, I took my mask off, so
That's okay. We all know how the voice is supposed to sound, so we're good.
yes.
We'll get you a voice changer. Don't worry about it.
No, not an issue. We'll figure something out next session.
All right. So coming back into our story tonight, we had left off. There was a bit of a, I wouldn't say heated, but definitely not calm interactions with the local authorities. as they had completed their work on the scene of the most recent attack here in the ranch lands. They had left, and it would lead the party to their own devices, as you all are about roughly 100, 120 feet away.
I
You
would have
watch them
liked
settle up
to,
and leave on.
I would have liked to, during while we were waiting, to observe them and make sure and note if they take anything from the scene, if I can.
Okay, make a
Oh,
perception check, please. Yes,
and
Red?
before
Mm-hmm.
she walks fully away, she is. Hold on, let me make sure that I have something so that I can do this. I might not have it.
That is a 17 for my perception.
Okay, thank you.
Uh, nope, no subtle spell yet. Dang it. Never mind.
Okay.
Can Elysia see any animals close to the vicinity of where the body was found?
Looking around, you don't. There's a couple of cattle that aren't too terribly far off, but
Okay.
it's given the space and the size of
Mhm.
this ranch land, you would imagine they don't really have too many places to go.
Yeah, because I figured with a big ass land shark, they might see that. But yeah, Elysia is just gonna help out, look around, debate on talking to some cows.
Okay, you talk to some cows.
Excuse me, I've never talked to cows before. As she casts speak with animals.
Okay.
Um, did you see a land shark last night? Anytime last night?
No.
No? Okay, that's good. I'm sure that would have frightened you. Um, did you see anything this morning?
Barn.
Barn. Okay. You guys are good cows. And she goes to scratch it like behind the ear and everything.
Thank Moo.
Oh my god, that's so
That's
adorable.
adorable.
I'm gonna adopt this cow. I'm gonna be riding a cow from now on. No. um, yeah. Thank you. Hope you get milk soon. She just
It's actually a common misconception. We don't drink milk.
no, they get milk. Milked. They get milked.
Oh, okay.
She's like trying to. If they actually say that, she's trying to explain. She's like, they're cows. They're cows. Okay. And she just goes back over and is helping the doctor look.
Doctor, as you're looking, you do notice they kind of get a little closer to the harvester, and they kind of seem to be assessing the damages along with some of the whatever markings left behind. Just a quick point of note: there's nothing here aside from the harvester and the currently living people.
All right.
No sky shark body was slain. It seems you're unsure right now.
From the story that I was
Okay.
told that far, that would add up.
But
So
Bart's off.
how old was the boy? Because literally with farms, it could be like, oh, he was 5 years old to oh, he was 25 years old. Like what?
You don't
Yeah.
know who's missing yet.
Okay, because I know it just said they had a boy, and I didn't
Yep.
know. More than likely, I probably knew they had a boy.
Yeah, you know they have 3 sons. They have their oldest, their middle, and their
Mhm.
youngest.
Okay.
Do we
Would
see
I
any of the sons?
would I have
No.
seen them before? For obvious reasons.
You would have maybe seen them in passing. Perhaps they've come by for something out of the ordinary. They are dragonborns. They're not
Mhm.
as keen
Yeah.
to human rumors and folk tales as most.
Interaction.
Yeah.
Okay. I really don't want to overstep my bounds talking to the family, but
You said that there are 2 ranch hands nearby?
Yep, that's the only 2 left there now, as the guards have left, and you see 2 of them just kind of scratching their heads, looking at this damaged 2 of the wheels just fucked up beyond recognition, and they're like trying to figure out how they're gonna move this thing.
She'll walk up to the 2 of them, kind of just squat down in front of this harvester. I only just saw
Louisiana.
one of these things yesterday.
I would do the same and be probably right next to her when she does so.
Okay.
Elysia looks to the doctor and is like, the cows didn't see anything.
Noted.
I only just saw one of these machines yesterday. It's not normally this way, is it?
No, ma'am. Can we help you?
Oh, there with
Oh.
me. I don't know who that's like, and she's like, why are you up? It's like, she's like, I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. Should I be saying that?
You see 2 human individuals, probably 25, 30 years old. Simple clothing, literally just overalls, no shirt, and thick boots. Just definitely not clean, but not like freshly dirty either. There's just like dried, caked on, and flaked off mud, probably animal excrement, or even probably urine. Various other just clothings of a rancher. Some of them you can see a couple of scars here or there, particularly on the one you're speaking with, Eva. You can see kind of his jaw is just a bit off kilter, and it doesn't seem to sit how it should.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. I don't mean to interfere if y'all are looking at this.
Well, we're
I
just
just
trying to figure out how to move it. I mean, this wheel's
I may
pretty shot to Sunday.
I may have an idea for that, but would you mind if I examine it a little closer before I do so?
I mean, if you're gonna help, sure.
Of course.
I'll pull them aside while he looks at it.
Before I do anything else, does my passives pick up anything before I have to roll?
Please hold.
I have a 15 across the board for a reference.
Thank you. I didn't write them down.
Your call is important to us. Please hold.
Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah.
As you're looking around, you do notice it definitely looks like the harvester did sustain damage, but you're not too certain why would a creature of such tooth and scale attack a harvester. To ascertain anything beyond that, I will need an investigation check.
I will give you one right now. That's an 18.
18. Looking it over and kind of walking around it, as you're doing that, Eva, you pulled the 2 aside.
Yep.
Okay, what are you doing?
I don't mean to pry. This really isn't any of my business, but I had come across one of these machines on my way down here yesterday. What do these machines do exactly?
Oh well, it's a cloud harvester. When the island makes its descent at night, we run it across our lands, and it pulls water from the clouds so we can water the land during the day.
It doesn't get clogged or anything, right? Because it's just for water.
I mean, I imagine this one's probably clogged because blood, but in general, no. I mean, the random bug or few get in there, you got to clean it out every once in a while. But beyond that, runs pretty well. I mean, Nicola spent a pretty good penny to get 2 good ones, and now we're down to 1.
And again, I don't mean to pry, so if this is anything you don't want to answer, you're more than welcome to say no. Were you awake and around when this went down?
No, this ain't my not. Last night wasn't my night to run. I got to sleep. And then you see the individual kind of speaks up. Wasn't mine either. That was Sylv. It was his nights around.
Do you think he might have more information about what happened here? We really would just like to make sure that these attacks stop happening.
And you see they both look at each other, and then they both kind of look down at the ground. Well, unless you got a way to speak with someone who ain't breathing, I don't think it's gonna help you much.
I understand. Is the family around? The ones who own this land?
They're back at the homestead, taking their time.
And I don't mean to interfere again. What direction might that be? We probably won't knock on their door today.
The
but
one with the not jacked up jaw just kind of points off into this. You can see probably about 400 or 500 feet off. You can see a couple of clustered buildings off in the distance. That's the
I do not have that spell. Never mind.
that's the Moss Scale homestead.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I just had a question. Are those guards done with this? Like, are they planning on taking it anywhere?
I wish.
Okay. As um I feel bad because I wasn't here to help. And I would like to do something for the family. Um, I don't want to step on any toes, but as she does that, she kind of like rolls up her sleeves and you see the root markings and then you see ruins on both her arms and a big ring. And she casts druid. She looks at first. She looks at the doctor. Are you done?
Well, as he was looking this over during this conversation, what you piece together, Doctor, is that it seems, looking at the way the bite marks are and where there's certain splashes and direction of blood, you gather that the reason the harvester is so attacked is because whoever was on this was just trying to get away. So they were trying to use the harvester as cover, maybe, before they eventually met their untimely death.
All right. Makes sense.
Doctor, are you done? Do you need this anymore?
I believe I am done here, but I was going to attempt to fix this up for them.
I mean, you can. I don't know how. I don't know if they would like riding the harvester that they're sent down. But I mean, I don't know.
Are you trying to be quiet?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, which, as she looks to the guys, which do you think they would prefer? It to be fixed up? Or a memorial for their son that they can, yes, it will be hard, but maybe they can spend time with him.
Well, how about this? You let me fix it up, and then we'll add a memorial to it.
Okay. As she puts her hands down and rolls her sleeves. I mean, sounds like a good idea. Just try. You're more the death person than I am. So, yeah.
I have, yes, I'm aware of how grieving families operate.
Yes. We
I
can
would
both
like
ask.
to attempt to use the mating cantrip to fix this up as best as I can.
Okay. While that's happening, Red, Drackix, Nathan, you two are.
He's going to follow, and he's also going to take a minute or two, looking over the body as well with them.
There are no
Top-
bodies.
Well, I'm sorry. The blood stains, because he's been quote unquote to see enough times that he's probably seen something like this and may actually know.
Oh yeah, these are familiar bite marks to you, especially in the size of ships, on banisters, things like that.
Yeah, so he's going to take a look at it and
Make an insight check for me.
gotcha. Come on, be nice to me, dice.
7. Okay.
7.
Something about this whole scene just doesn't sit right with you. That's what you get with a 7.
Do you say anything out loud?
Oh yeah, no, he definitely mutters. He's definitely muttering, but he's still vocal enough for everybody to hear. It's just like this feels off. Why does it feel off?
What about it specifically feels off? Or is it just a general feeling?
The general feeling. I can't place it, but something. Maybe it's just the fact that the there was pretty much left here to be found. The blood.
Red's gonna take a look at it too, see what she can figure out, especially having her specific little background.
I I need to either borrow somebody's kitchen, preferably mine. Do you mind if I head back? You guys have this. Um, maybe you, as she points to Eva. Do you seem to be able to talk to people?
Eva?
Without.
Uh,
Don't have the spells I want. This is so annoying.
Wondered, I was. It's customary from what I've read, um, to bring food to a person who's lost someone as a way of comfort, and so they have less to worry about. And
Wait,
I made a pie for us dinner last night, and I forgot about it, and I thought maybe we could take it to him along with some tea. It's not much, but it
yeah,
it might help. Um,
that might be.
um, as she's like, is everybody else good here? Um, we can come get you before we go if you want. It might be a little too much, but yeah,
Maybe perhaps we don't all go. That way we don't,
yeah, no,
overwhelm them.
yeah. I'm the face they know the most least, I guess you could say. As she's like, okay, I don't want to take your horses. Okay, I guess we're just huffing this. As she starts to her house.
Okay, so you
So,
begin to head back to your house.
mhm.
Okay.
Pretty much like right after Eva agrees, and if nobody else says anything, because
Okay. Well, all that's going on, Doctor, you get out your 2 lodestones and you kind of place them together and begin to infuse them with your arcane abilities. And as you pull them back, you see that familiar spark of life of this energy begin to kind of slowly strand between the 2 lodestones before you begin to kind of push them up to where you want to fix what this wheel is. And you watch the tendrils of this pure arcane energy reach out and grab into the wheel itself. And you watch as it begins to kind of flicker and just cuts off.
Curious.
I would say, given your ability that this is a cantrip, you're probably extremely versed with it. You would imagine that the damage done to these wheels is beyond the capacity of the cantrip.
Understandable. Didn't hurt to try.
No, not at all.
Well, I will take the lotions, put them back into the component pouch, and I would turn to the wrench hands and say, "Oh, I'm afraid my idea didn't work. I apologize."
That's all right. We're just gonna get some new wheels and a couple more hands and lift it up and fix them.
Well, I wish you all the luck on that.
Thank you very much. And at this point, does everybody head back to the apothecary / homestead?
Yeah.
Yee.
Yeet.
Is that a ye or is that a
With
yeet?
much vigor, Red
Yep.
heads back. Slightly miffed by that lieutenant from earlier.
Uh-huh.
Probably.
She's actually kind of amused, but yes, also kind of miffed.
Okay.
What time of day is it roughly?
At this point, it's probably still decently like late morning. It is not late in the day at all. Like you guys woke up, ate, had a bit of conversation, maybe pushing into noon, but that would be like really late as possible. I'd say roughly between 11 and noon.
Okay. Then yes, I will go back to the homestead, and
Okay.
we do whatever from there.
All right, so everybody heads back to the apothecary homestead. Just wondering, Elysia, how do you keep it locked when you're not there?
More than likely, it's just only one lock that she has locked and everything. She's like, I gotta do this. Beverly has like a key that she made out of a bone.
Okay.
To like, because
So,
she probably lost her original key.
You watch as she kind of goes up to this the door and she pulls out this bleached white bone. Yes, I'm gonna say it. Skeleton key. And just puts it into the lock. Opens the door.
Open the door. You can come in. I'm just gonna run up to the kitchen, maybe heat up the pie a little bit. And then I got a basket. I can put it in there. This is customary, right? I didn't read that wrong.
It is for neighbors and friends to do so.
Okay. I'm not really. I mean, I am a neighbor, I'm not a friend, but okay. She just lets everybody in, and then whenever she comes in, she locks one lock because at this point, people are probably looking at her every time she locks the lock. So she's like, and then she like goes upstairs, gets the pie that she completely fucking forgot about that she made, and then like she kind of like heats it up a little bit, not enough to burn it, but to make it warm, and then she casts purified food and drink just in case
Ooh,
because it
okay.
has been setting out.
Okay. So those of you that went with Elysia to just kind of hang out and wait until the oven reheated, the pie reheated, you notice as she pulls it out with these two thick, heavy cloth towels. She sets it up on the stovetop itself and then utilizes her, you see a spell being cast, and you watch as this sprinkling of almost like arcane dust just layers over the food and slowly fades.
Then she starts putting a little bit more cinnamon on it so it's a little bit more fresh and everything. And then she turns around. She's like, I know I got baskets. I've made a dozen. And she's just like searching for all her baskets until she finds one that the pie could fit in.
Okay.
Because she's got a lot of time on her hands.
As she is doing all this, the doctor would come over to Drac, and I would ask him, "So you said something's off about the scene. You're not quite sure what it was, right?"
No, something about it just. You ever feel like there's just something in the back of your mind that tells you that there's a problem here?
Yes, have that quite often. But
That is.
from my own investigation of the site, it seemed that the device being attacked was secondary only as a result of the man hiding it, using it to avoid and hide from attacks.
Doctor,
Hmm.
give me just a general intelligence check,
Can do.
please.
That is a 16.
16. Just through your mind's inquisitive nature and the way you break things down, you begin to really wonder in your mind, how far inland does this kind of creature usually go?
Because we didn't really have this kind of a problem where I came from, right?
No.
I'm not quite versed in animal behavior. In fact, I only, as of yesterday, dissected one of these things to understand its anatomy. So I'm not quite sure how its pattern works. You seem to be more familiar with it than me, Drac. Are they? Is it abnormal for them to be this far inland?
He No, no, it's not. The fact that it's this far does not speak highly of anything.
Hmm. Given the reasonings for animals to do things they do, that Eliza listed off. Hmm.
Anything that does this is not a good thing.
No.
Fact is, we have this now, and it's hard to say what's right and what isn't right.
Indeed. Though I will say, if this continues, a position for a doctor may become open sooner than I think.
That it may. That it may.
The doctor over here struggling to find that silver lining.
Mhm.
So you two wrap up that conversation, a bit of thoughts. The rest of you come down and gather in the shop
Um,
area. Go ahead.
Once she does that, she kind of grabs, she's like, "Oh, maybe you need something too," and like hands her a basket of fruit. And then she's like, I set it on the table real quick, just real quick. And once the both baskets are on the table, Elysia will cast um Druidcraft and put flowers like forget me nots, lilies, eucalyptus, power like flowers that have deep meaning. They may not know it, but things of protection, sorrow, loss, new beginnings, just kind of wrapped around
Okay.
the basket.
Easy enough to do with your innate magical abilities. Through that cantrip, you weave it where the stems actually almost as if they were woven into the basket to begin
Mhm.
with.
Yeah, I cast it on both of them. So,
Yep.
then here you go. Do you want the pie or the fruit? Do you have a preference?
No,
Well, she's looking at Eva because they're in the kitchen.
she just hears a
It
no from down below.
No, Elysia's very soft spoken. Okay, she's not pyre. Okay.
I don't particularly have a preference. One of the others might.
I just figured the others can come with us. I have a little thing that if they're 10 feet from us, I can send them a message. People are kind of grossed out by it. I've never really done it a whole lot, but
I don't know who would like to come with us. I'm not going to say no to anyone.
Okay. They
But
can.
if it's just going to be the two of us,
Yeah.
it makes no difference.
Oh, okay.
In the end,
As
they're both going to receive both baskets, right?
yeah, you're right. I've never done this before. As she hands her the pie
it's all
one,
right.
she hands her the pie one, and she takes the fruit and
Come on,
everything, and then
come on, let's go for a walk.
As she goes, and then the little moth lands on her basket top and everything. It's just flapping his little wings as they go downstairs. I have a way I can at least send a 25-word message to you guys in case they say, like, you have to be within 10 feet, so they could probably see you, but, we're just dropping off food. Maybe conversation will happen, maybe not, but this might be a way to maybe we could say, "Tomorrow we can come over and discuss." But,
That sounds fine.
um,
I
um,
don't believe I will be accompanying you for
uh,
this one.
yeah, well, I mean, if we definitely need your skills with, um,
We can do that tomorrow when
yeah,
it's not as
you're
fresh
right,
on them.
you're right, and if anything, maybe I can do disguise self and make you look like I can't get
And at least you can also give them a warning of
Yes,
what I will
uh,
ask, and I won't do anything to the body. I just want to examine it.
yes. Does anybody want to go with us?
I'll
Like
go
I
with
said.
you.
Okay, um,
Perfect. Miss Red,
wish
I would like for you to come introduce me to the
so
mortuary you mentioned earlier.
so,
Alright.
Elysia looks to him, and she's like, "Hair, tooth, or nail?"
What?
Eva just steps back.
A player knows what this is. Does Red?
I'm gonna go with no.
Okay. Dang
Hair,
it.
tooth, or nail?
Um, I don't have hair. I'm not
Okay,
giving you a tooth.
just people have different preferences. Nobody I've met because I've never really done this a whole lot. I'm very excited about it.
Why are
Hair
we
is
handing over body parts?
no, no,
Ex-
you're not. You're not. I just need to know what his preference would be. Maybe hair because it wouldn't be as distracted as she pulls out a ribbon from her pocket, ties up her hair, cuts it off, and hands it to him. Okay, as long as you stand within 10 feet of me, I can be able to send you a 25-word message.
Um, did you need to cut off all of it?
No, she doesn't cut all her hair off. She
That's what
ties
you
a
said.
ribbon just like around the roots. No, it's just hair. It'll grow back tomorrow, literally. Um, um, all right. Let's go, I guess. Would it be easier to take the horses? I know there's 3 of us.
Yes, the horses
Yeah.
would actually let us get there a little bit faster.
Oh, okay.
Plus, it is a cart, if you will, so you can
Yeah.
actually
Okay.
ride along in it.
Okay. That sounds perfect, especially with the baskets. As she leaves, doctor, if you're gonna leave, she has another backup key because she 100%. She's not gonna. She's probably got at least 5 on her and everything. If you leave, um, you can use this key to lock up and
Ah,
everything.
thank you.
Um,
And yes, I'll do so.
okay, all right. Let's go. I guess she just unlocks the one lock. She's like, it goes to reach for the 5. No, I didn't lock them this time. And she's like, oh, opens the door and leaves and everything. And
All right, who's going where?
I asked Miss Red if she would introduce me to the Vias family mortuary.
That's all the way back in town.
Mm-hmm.
That's a journey.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Red, you respond.
Um, sure, I can show you where the mortuary is.
Thank you.
Okay, so you two begin your trek back into town.
Mm-hmm.
Elysia, Eva, and Drac, you head towards the Moss Scale Ranchstead.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We'll do you three first. How are you getting there? You currently have one horse that pulls was two carton, but one person cart. It's very small. It's made for just traveling to and from with a box or two.
Easy is just happy.
Yeah, no, well, we would definitely be heading out that way. Um,
2 horses or 1 horse? Sorry.
One.
1 horse, okay.
It's been
um,
years since I've been in a car.
nice.
If you want to go in the cart and if Drac is able to ride the horse, I'll just walk alongside it.
I'd say, given the size, it would be either Drac in the cart or either Elysia in a cart and Eva on the horseback, or Eva in a cart and Elysia on horseback.
Be a big boy.
Drac's too big for his horse.
Yeah.
This horse was procured in mind knowing I'm not riding it, it's just carrying my boxes.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
You have a pony.
It was
He
cheaper.
does have a pony.
I can sit in the cart. I can ride the horse. It's entirely up to you. Somebody will hold the
You like
basket.
no, you like the animals. Certainly, take the horse.
I do. As Elysia does take like one of the apples from there, because she made a point to put a little bit more apples that needs to be. There was one kind of rolly, like, don't
Okay.
need to be up here. She takes it, she like hands it to the horse, like very slowly. She's like, hello there. As she reaches her hand out and like I'm not gonna move. Like one hand is holding the apple and one hand is holding out like I'm not gonna move until you move, looking the horse in the eyes.
Make an animal handling check.
Come on, you got this.
That's a 17.
Yeah,
Ooh.
the DC was significantly lower because you had a freaking apple.
Yeah, I knew that. That's the reason why.
Yeah, quickly it just sees it.
And just begins petting its nose, just talking very softly to it, not to speak with animals, just in a very low, kind of compassionate voice, being like, I know I've never driven you before, but I will be driving you now, and I promise not to go too crazy. As she lets the animal finish the apple, gives him
Okay.
one last pet, and gets up on the animal.
All right, you kind of using the yoke that connects us to the cart. You step 1 foot on that, sling one over, and you're on top of the horse. Eva, you get in the cart where boxes once were, no longer are, and Drac, you can guide the horse.
Yep, he's definitely going to be walking next to it.
All right, you head back to the Moss Scale homestead. It's probably pushing late afternoon at this point.
That sounds about right.
Okay.
But
So,
you arrive. It's a decently built, newer built, 2-story building, decently large as well. Elysia, you would know that their family size comprises of the father, the mother, and at one time
Yeah.
3 sons.
Okay. Okay. Like I said, if you are at least within 10 miles of me,
10 feet?
no, it's 10 miles.
10 miles. Oh wow.
Yeah. You could be a little bit closer if need be. I'm just letting know how far you can go. You're gonna hear a little message from, as long as you're carrying that token right there.
Okay.
You don't have to keep it to your ear or anything like that. You just hear it. Eva, are you ready? As she like offers to help Eva out, she's like, I don't know customs. I read this in a book one time.
You're good. You go. Have fun with the horse. I'm perfectly fine.
Oh, Elysia's going with you because that token
No, I
won't
know.
work. Oh yeah, but yeah, like she helps you out. She gets the basket, sets them down, like hands them to Drax. If you take her hand, she helps you out and stuff like that. She doesn't know. And then picks up the basket and all right, well, all right. Hopefully I
Just
don't stick my foot
let
in my
me know
mouth.
if there's a ditch. All right, that's all I need.
Okay.
Thanks.
As she's very concerned by that, like, does that mean like a ditch in the ground? Like in her head and everything. Oh, t-
All right.
okay. And then that's whenever she kind of she grabs her arm and she like holds her because she was like, is she blind? I don't know. I'm just gonna help her out. And she seemed to see perfectly earlier. And she walks up to the door and gently knocks.
Okay. You knock a few times.
Eva's very carefully balancing this basket, trying to make sure she doesn't trip, she doesn't fall, she doesn't drop it.
Oh, as soon as she kind of sees that, she like takes it from you and puts it in the other hand. If we need to knock again, you can. Do you have ear problems? I could probably fix that up. Your balance is kind of off right now.
No, I'm balance is fine. Just I'm more used to city streets, so this is a little bit out of my element.
Oh, you can't see in the dark. As she touches her and gives her eyes of night, she can now see 10 feet in darkness for an hour.
Eva just kind of nods and accepts it.
Okay. It's not dark.
Is that better?
Might take some time for me to adjust to it. I'll let you know.
Yeah, that's the first time I'm using that one too. And she's like just smiling, but she's like, "Stop smiling."
Eva
Like,
will go up and just knock.
Okay. With the second round of knocking, it's just a few moments before the door does open, and what you see is probably slightly past middle aged, this but still vibrant green scaled female dragonborn, wearing what looks to be a nice kind of like summer style dress, but you can tell just immediately look on her face is someone towards like quickly put together. You still see a bit of moisture from a cloth, which may have cleaned her face real quickly. Eyes a bit bloodshot. A little bit of sniffles from allergies or what have you. And she just opens the door and goes, "Yes, can I help you?"
hello, we I don't know if you know me. I've never had the honor of meeting you. I've seen you around and I heard the news and I know it cannot make up and I'm not trying to, but I know this is a hectic time right now. So as she lifts the basket up, the two baskets up, I, I know you have a lot on your mind right now and but you need to take care of yourself as well. There's a pie, some calming tea, and some fruit. I didn't know particularly what you would like, but I just I just wanted to let you know that I am very sorry for your loss. And I'm very sorry that I couldn't have been there like I was yesterday. And she just kind of holds it out.
He kind of opens the door a little further. Uh, Thank you. It's very kind of you. I'm sorry, I don't think I've met you before. Do you
No.
live nearby?
Yes, my name's Elysia. You might have heard of, as she's like not looking at her eyes, you might have heard of my apothecary. She tells her the name and she like whispers, also known as the Hag's apothecary.
Oh,
Um,
you're you. I see. And she hesitantly takes the basket. Thank you.
I, I understand if you're hesitant. It won't hurt my feelings. I just loss touches us all. And if we can't be there for one another, you know, who do we have?
Thank you, Elysia, for coming by. He just kind of
Uh,
looks over to Eva at this point, just gives a nod.
um, I hope it's not too forward, but like I said, I didn't know if you heard, but I helped with the Collins the other day, and I would like to be able to understand what happened, along with Eva and a couple other friends of mine. I completely understand right now is not a good time. You need your time with your family. Family is very precious. But we would like to help you, and I will let you talk to Eva a little bit more about that. As she points to Eva, like, I'm gonna shut up now.
He just kind of looks down at the basket she's been given, and looks to Elysia, and then looks to Eva. I don't know how you could help. I won't bring myself back.
No, it won't. But we might be able to help stop more attacks.
One can hope.
Eva. Eva,
I can't offer much, I'm afraid.
well,
Um,
we
but
were we were talking about whenever they're ready.
no, yeah, I'm not really one to be pushy. Um, maybe, maybe there's something that was heard, or maybe something abstract that could just give us a clue, and
And if you
it
need time, we do have a doctor friend.
it really help us out a lot if we could maybe find out if there's something causing this, and if it's something that we can change or something we can affect or not affect.
Um, both of you give me a perception check, please.
14.
That's 18.
Geez, you're rolling well.
18, Elysia, you hear very softly under her breath before she begins to make a motion to close the door. You hear her say, "Or who?"
Huh. Oh, um, if you before you go, I don't want to push my luck. If anyone wants to talk, like I said, we have a doctor friend. I understand if it's a bit sensitive and you decline, we will not be offended. But he can come check it out. Also, how much do those harvesters cost to fix or purchase? I
You can see there's just like her eyes begin to go to that 1,000-yard stare, to where you're just losing her.
oh, Elysia drops 50 gold in there in the basket, just like very quickly. She doesn't know if it'll help, but and then she telepathically says, "We might hear something from her 2 tracks and stuff like that. I don't know, but this is not a good time." But yeah, she tries to slip it in there, and everything to where she
Okay.
doesn't see.
You place in there, she's not paying attention.
Yeah, no, and okay. Come on, Eva.
She will just kind of, you see her just mentally begin to withdraw. She just nods her head and just kind of very plainly says thank you, and then closes the door.
Okay.
Well, we tried.
Yeah. I hope Track got my message. That's the first time I've ever done that. Like I said, the offer was put out there.
Perhaps this
Um,
is something that we can return to in the future when they've had some time to themselves.
Yeah. Elysia's like got her head down a little bit. Just kind of like looking at the ground, kind of like got her nail in her mouth, not biting it, like kind of rubbing her teeth.
Shall we go back?
Yes.
You
Let's go back.
head back to the apothecary homestead. Meanwhile,
Mhm.
Red and Doctor, you begin to make your long walk into town.
I was going to
Yep.
make it regardless.
It will take you into the evening to get there, unless you want to try and hitch an illegal ride on a Weave Tech cart.
Mm. She's not real sneaky. That's
Okay.
probably not a good idea.
I don't even know what weed card is.
So as you two begin to walk, Red explains, well, it could be a long walk, or we could try and sneak on a cart. And about this point, she just kind of points off in the distance. On the other, you didn't reach one of these on your path, Doctor, but on a not too far away, you can see now, suspended up in the air. Difficult to see this time of day because it's just this faintly glowing, almost like flat glass pane of very faintly glowing runes, and I mean faintly glowing. Even for as it's still afternoon for you, it's hard to kind of catch the angle just right. And as Red begins to kind of explain how this all works, you watch as this probably about 8-car train, essentially, for lack of a better term to describe it, just goes rushing past, and you can see the runes in the front just lighting up rapid succession as it comes closer and closer and closer. And then behind it, you watch as they dim down. And it's
Could I identify the runes?
make an Arcana check.
All right. That's a 21.
Oh, dang. Okay.
21.
Nice.
With that, you haven't seen a ton of Weave Tech up close, but you do understand that it is a unique fusion of the largest arcane sources, being the divine and the learned being the top two. Through those two, you kind of look at it and notice they still have their own schools. They still must, everything follows a rule, everything has a law. But you can see there's various schools woven together. Most of them make sense. You see the big two, abjuration and transmutation, um, small bits of evocation in there. And in your head, you begin to attempt to work out how in the world are they suspending these large wood and metal carriages essentially 30, 40 feet off the ground, and they're just running past.
This is quite the area.
I
You'll
will say
notice
you
more
notice
of this.
that the front one the front cart seems to have windows and things like that. The trailing 7 are just blocked off, simple stone and wood.
How much would it be to charter a ride on one of those things?
Insert character knowledge here.
Red, you would know that you typically you never pay more than the silver because you don't go that far. But you do know that obviously the further you go, the more it costs. But for you, just inner city travel from even just from the Cerulean Castle grounds to the Skyport, 4 or 5 silver.
Not too incredibly much.
Well, maybe we
You
take one on the way
silver.
back.
I mean, it's a possibility. I don't know how close it'll get to where your friend lives, but
You do make your travel. You get into the early hours of the evening, and for you, Red, it's a familiar sight. Doctor, it's still a little foreign to you about how there's just this imaginary wall essentially from the grasslands into the buildings that are mostly lumber and cloth, then they're lumber and stone, then it's pure stone, paved streets, arcanely lit lamp lights on the street lights. There's a definite tone gradually as you get closer and closer to the end of the city, and in the distance you can see lit up through various arcane methods the Cerulean Castle, and it is a absolute sight to behold. Even off as it is, as far as it is, it's still just incredibly beautiful. This amazing sky blue color, the actual castle walls made from some kind of stone that is naturally this color. You're like, is that sapphire? Nah, they didn't make it out of sapphire. Did they make it out of sapphire?
If only they could see his face.
But Reg, you begin to lead him through various parts of the city. You actually kind of skirt along the super nice area to the not so nice areas before you get to a very I wouldn't say super familiar to you, Red, but a building nonetheless. Out front is a simple sign that just says Vias Family Home and Funeral, and with it, it is again uncharacteristically plain for the area it's in. There's not a lot of banners, not any bright color signage. There's the windows are just very plain and simple, and even those are usually shuttered shut from the inside.
Well, here we are.
Interesting. Well, I guess we should go ahead and go in.
All right, let's go. She will go ahead and go inside.
Head inside. All right.
Yeah.
You head in. As the door opens, there's just a civil ting 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 from the door. You look up, and it's a very small receiving area, like maybe 10 feet by 10 feet. A couple of chairs around in this small room, and at the back, you can see there's a simple desk with this human female sitting there, kind of a darker hair brushed to one side in a loose, low ponytail, kind of over the left shoulder, wearing a decently nice tunic. You can, and as she kind of stands, you come in, equally colored trousers, all well tailored. Not the material itself isn't over the top, but the way it's tailored is definitely there's a bit of pride in the way that it looks.
Mhm.
She kind of
Do
looks over to you, Red, and you know this individual only by the name given to you, Aurora.
mm. Hello, Aurora. I have someone here who was curious about maybe getting a job here.
You mean like job or job job?
Doctor?
Well, I am a practiced doctor. Very well experienced in dead bodies and how to treat them.
Really?
Indeed.
Treat them how?
However, they need to be treated. I can also work on the living if needed.
Sewing work? Patching up wounds?
All of the above. I even fix their clothes.
That's pretty handy.
And I tend to clean up my own messes.
That's always helpful.
She kind of looks over to Red for a moment and then looks back to the doctor. You, rather unique looking though, aren't you, Theory?
I've been told this once or twice.
I would imagine so. Just once or twice.
Since I've been here, at least. I've only been here a day, so.
You've been here a day. Really, Red? She looks over to you.
I just brought him into town. You were actually our first stop.
You, and she kind of goes back to the desk and starts flipping through a tome. What, what's your name?
You can call me the doctor.
No name then.
No name.
No papers.
None that with me.
You can see why I brought him here.
I can.
Can I get it? Does my passive insight kind of like pick up on the undertones of this conversation?
You would pick up on that. Just that with no roll, she's extremely guarded.
Mhm.
You
I-
get enough sense here that, given the size of this room versus the size of the building,
Mhm.
most of this building is for whatever work they do here. And you're not so certain that this is a legitimate funeral home or even a practicing doctor.
Hmm.
You give
I
me an
tend
insight
to not.
check.
All right, straight inside. Let's see. 15. Same as my passive.
15. Okay, that's what you pick up on.
All right.
We
I
might have
tend
some work
to.
for you.
Sounds wonderful. I do not ask questions, nor do I usually answer questions.
Now
If that
that's a good
helps.
trait. All right. Well, the boss is out for the night, so come back tomorrow.
Sounds good. I will pick up my doctor's bag and we'll walk out.
Okay.
Good to see you again, Aurora. She will walk out too.
Fuck off, Red.
Love you too, darling.
Lock the damn. And that's all you hear before the door
Fine.
closes. Do you lock it?
Oh yeah, she'll lock it.
Okay.
She might be snarky, but she's not mean.
She does the halfway lock.
Oh, what a dick move.
Like it's barely in there.
It's enough to where if you jiggle it up, it just unlocks.
Yep.
Right.
So you guys gonna head back?
I will see about chartering one of the tech sleeve carts to see if we can have one nearby, so we don't have to walk as
Okay.
far.
It is getting dark. We probably should.
Red leads you over to the nearby station, and you are looking at the map there, and you can see there is a drop-off point at the. Make sure I get this name correct. There's a drop-off point at the. Where the hell did I write it down? Near what you can see on the map as the ill room ranchstead.
All right. How far is that from where we're heading to?
From where you're headed to, it looks like it's about an hour, 45-minute hour walk.
Definitely much closer than just walking from here.
Definitely much closer.
It only means an hour commute to work, technically. Well, hour 30 minutes roughly.
Yeah. All right. You guys take the lead card?
Yep, I will pay for both of us.
10 silver.
Easily done.
Thank you.
You get into this cart, and this one again, it's one cart for people, and then the rest you're unsure of. It's probably about, on this one, 4 or 5 behind it. And as you get inside, the door is closed and secured shut, and you begin to feel this drum, this hum of magic all around you, just and like the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. Red, just almost like putting your hand on a static ball. Your hair lifts just a bit for just a few seconds before you feel you lift off the ground 5, 10, 20, 30, 40 feet before you feel it settle. And then you can watch, as you're looking, you can see down the track, you begin to see the runes boom, 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 lighting up. Are you standing or sitting?
I would be standing, too excited to sit.
Okay. Red?
Red's also standing.
Okay. As the two of you are standing, it takes off with a jerk and just immediately starts moving. You aren't knocked on your backside, but it caused you to step back a bit and catch your balance as the thrust of arcane force carries you across the railway. And if you continue to watch, you can see the runes are lighting up as it's going across this rail. And then if you turn to try and look behind you, it's kind of hard, but if there's a curve or two, you can see the runes deactivating after it gets a certain point away.
The doctor would be looking at these runes lighting up, unlighting, and just be fascinated that someone figured this out.
Okay. A quick, not even 10-minute ride, and you are dropped off at the nearest station, which is at the. Just said it too. If I turn the page back, the nearest Ilrum Ranchstead. There's actually, as you get off where you're at, a couple of individuals will come off with you, and they begin to head off in their own direction. And there's actually a sign that says Ilrum Ranch this way, and then there's a simple sign that says Collins Ranch, Moss Scale.
And that's where we'll be heading, I assume.
Yeet.
Okay. You navigate your way best as you can back to the apothecary much later in the evening, after the rest of them have had dinner, probably getting close to bedding down.
Yeah,
ahead.
more than likely, Elysia would have made dinner for them and then let them know. And she was be like, I don't know whenever they're coming. So he has a key, but I'm gonna try to go to bed early. Um you guys are free to sleep wherever you want. If you need me, I will be in the as she points to the study. Just knock first, please. As she kind of just walks off, knowing she's being a bad host, but this is a lot of people for her. So yeah, she goes into the study and shuts the door.
Okay. Eva, Drac?
Based on what you and I spoke of, DM, would this be one of
Ooh, this
the.
will be the first night.
Uh-huh.
Okay. We'll get to that.
Public or private? That's the only question I have.
Just roll it. Let me know what it was.
Will do.
Drac?
Jack is going to once again put up the horses in the back, making sure the fact that everything's fine. And then he is going to go. Is there access to a portion of the roof in this house?
100% probably self-made, but yeah. It's
I would imagine there is in the kind of the main hallway on the second story. You can see not roughly cut, but not masterfully cut either. You can see there's this cut bit of wood in the ceiling.
Drac is going to get out and he's going to rest on the roof and kind of like keep an eye out for the most part.
Okay.
Trying to see
perception check.
like from which direction like things come in. Eventually he'll pass out. Like when he starts to feel like really tired, he'll go inside. But he's gonna try to stay awake as long as physically possible to see what exactly is going on.
Drac, give me a perception check, please.
Gotcha. That's a 15.
15. Okay. You are looking about dark vision 60 feet.
No.
No dark vision.
No, he does not have dark vision. He is
Nice.
going off
Thank you
pure
so much.
sound. He's going off of pure sound and everything
Okay.
else at the moment.
Looking and listening around, nothing seems to come across your senses.
DM, that's a success, just so you're
Yep,
aware.
I saw
That
that.
was a 16.
You good? Okay.
Damn it all. I need to get myself some goggles at night at some point.
Some point, something. There's some bullshit.
That will be it for me, though.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, like not actually hearing anything or getting that
Okay.
sensation. Eventually, he's going to go inside and relax.
Okay. Red Doctor.
Mhm.
As the two of you are making your way from best as you can remember how to get back to the apothecary homestead, you are believing you're heading in the correct direction.
If I know if I head to the calm state, I at least know from there where to go.
Very true. Need to check something real quick.
The doctor wouldn't remember the directions he got from the Sling Kid.
I'm coming from a different direction from when
Oh,
I met him.
yep. Sorry, I was. Yep. Ignore me.
New way of travel.
We will never ignore.
Either of you have dark vision.
No.
No, but she
What
has
is
a light
your
cantrip.
Okay,
Are
so
you guys
you
kidding? I'm the only one with
so
dark
you
vision.
cast the light cantrip.
Yeah.
Okay. As you do so, you hear off in the distance this low, guttural breathing.
Cute.
I will cast Mage Armor on myself.
Okay. As the light cantrip is 20 and 20. Is that correct, or is it more?
Light cantrip. Yeah, 20 and 20.
20 and 20. Wow, look at that sharp memory. Got it. Just on the edge of your 40 feet of vision, you see a shape hovering about 3 feet off the ground. The cloud cover here now pretty thick into this time of the night. And you can just hear the breathing of some hefty creature making its way just on the edge of your light.
She will also cast mage armor. Just FYI.
And that's where we will end tonight's episode.
Awesome.
All right. Well, thank you all so very much for hanging out for our first episode of Campaign 2 here in the
Yay!
realm of the Skytorn. I hope you all loved it as much as I did. I know I had a blast.
Yes.
Saw some follows came in. Thank you all very much for.
Mm.
Excuse me, goodness gracious, getting all choked up.
Oh no!
Those sensitivity
no.
classes really taking effect, aren't they?
Oh yeah,
Somebody
taking
call
right
a
over.
cleric. Oh wait.
I need a cleric. No, not a Theris dude. Not a Theris dude.
Oh man.
But no, thank you all so much for being here. We appreciate it so much, and we just hope we're beginning to make a great new fun story for all of you. So if you want to catch us, make sure you catch us next Wednesday right here, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time for episode 2. If you love the content you see here and you want to hear more about this kind of stuff and this great creative storytelling, come check us out on Sundays, where we have our Twisted Perception stream hosted by the ever-talented and generous Ford with a fantastic party of other players here at Player Hater Gaming. And we just hope you had fun and look forward to making more fun stories for you. Have a great night, and we will see you next Wednesday. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night, folks.
Later.